Reporting for Israel Today magazine in Jerusalem, I'm Jonathan David. When U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry arrived in Israel last week to discuss the Middle East peace process, he quickly set the tone by reiterating Washington's position that the presence of Jews in their ancient biblical heartlands of Judea and Samaria is illegitimate. Former Israeli ambassador to Canada, Dr. Alan Baker, informed Kerry in an open letter that he is mistaken and ill-advised, both in law and in fact. Baker explained that pursuant to the Oslo Accords, the issue of settlements is one of the subjects to be negotiated in the permanent status negotiations. Therefore, Kerry's public remarks served to not only prejudge this negotiating issue, but also to undermine the integrity of that agreement. Baker went on to give a lesson on how the West, and in particular the U.S., are approaching the peace process entirely incorrectly. What Kerry and others regularly refer to as Palestinian territory is nothing of the kind. The land has not had a sovereign ruler since the time of the Ottoman Empire, and Israel has just as much of a legal and historical claim to it as the Arabs. Many Messianic Jews found themselves separated from families, friends, and synagogue after coming to faith in Yeshua. Maintaining these ties often proves all but impossible. For many Messianic Jews in Israel, cutting off all ties with Judaism seemed like the right thing to do. Synagogue life was already an unpleasant burden for the secular majority. Messianic faith allowed new freedoms from the strict legal requirements of Judaism. Messianics developed expressions of faith and discovered new forms of worship and prayer, though these remained foreign to the average Jewish Israeli. But is this really something the Messianic community should be concerned with? Messianic pastor David Lazarus explains for Israel Today the various aspects of this assimilation, why it is a danger to the Messianic community, and what can be done to counter the phenomenon. The rest of this story can be found on IsraelToday.com. Reporting for Israel Today, I'm Jonathan David. Stay informed, pray informed. Check out IsraelToday.com.